Welcome back to the ballpark. This one belongs to Daleville today as the Broncos win the sectional championship game over Cowan by a final of 8-2. Brian Beaver along with you, and we're joined now by Cowan head coach Seth Paul. Thanks for coming up. I always hate doing the interview with the coach who had the tough luck today, but I appreciate you being gracious enough, classy enough to come up and do this. This isn't certainly the way you wanted this one to go today, but your kids had a pretty doggone good season, and we were chatting right before coming out of the break about one bad inning can be all it takes, and today the one bad inning really got you when you didn't need it to.
Yeah, we had a game like this a little bit earlier in the season where we had an inning, and I told the guys, I said, look, guys, throughout the course of a game, you're going to have innings that aren't 1-2-3, 1-2-3. But the thing you need to do is stop the bleeding. Stop the bleeding any way possible. We made a pitching change. I was hoping that would do it. And I got to give all the credit to Daleville. I mean, they showed up. They had energy. They did everything right. They made every play. I mean, every play, except for maybe one. But the game, was pretty much decided by that point. Right. But, both of these teams competed, and yeah, we had that one bad inning, but you got to give Daleville the credit. They earned the win here. And,
sure.
I'm not going to say the reason we lost the game is because of one inning. It hurts, but you know what? They earned it, and I give Coach Hansen and the Daleville Broncos all the credit in this game.
Let's go back to that inning, a 7-run inning. They put 11 men up at the plate that inning, and you had a chance there a couple times to get a defensive stop and get out of it and limit, as you said, stop the bleeding. Bases loaded, ground ball to third. Throw home. If it's an accurate throw, it's probably a 5-2-3 double play, and you're out and you've stopped the rally in its tracks, but it turned out to be a wild throw, and they went on from there. And you don't win or lose on any one play, but, man, that was a critical play in the game, and, your kids fought back gamely. They got 2 runs back there late in the game and had a couple chances. You left 11 men on base today in the championship game.
That's always tough. I think in the first 3 innings we had bases loaded twice and didn't push the run across. And, we just didn't have any luck today. Our right fielder was rounding third, stepped on a lip, twisted his ankle, falls down, or we score there. Yeah. We go up 1-0.
Yeah.
And actually on the play you were talking about where the third baseman came in and threw the ball, it hit the bat. I don't know if you saw it, but the bat from the hitter, he left it down on the plate. His throw hit the bat. So
because it took an abrupt turn.
And it was just one of those things. It was just kind of like, well, is it going to be in the cards today or is it not? And that was a big play because I think that put the score to 5-0.
Right.
And if we stop them there, it's only 4-0. When we get to 2 runs, it's 4-2. It's a lot different of a ball game. But again, Daleville, they earned the win.
Sure. Talk a little bit about your seniors. Any coach who has any success at all leans on his leaders, his seniors, and you had some awfully good seniors on this team. And I know this is not how they want to go out, and it's going to be a painful couple days for them as they come to grips with, finishing their careers. Some will go on to play college ball, others will not. Some will call it a career here. Talk a little bit about your seniors and then what those guys have meant to your program.
Well, they've been here when it's been at its best. They were freshmen on the 2008 state runner-up team. And they just knew what it took to win games.
Yeah.
They were part of a good tradition, and they helped lead and carry us on. And, our 3 pitchers that were strong for us all year were all seniors.
Sure.
Alex Dell, Bryce Oxley, and Aaron Wells. And any time I needed something, I could call one of them or text one of them and say, let's do this, or what do you think about that? And they always had a good advice. And they never were just offering it up. They waited, and it's going to be hard to replace those 3 guys, especially with Alex and Aaron are both going on to play college ball. Anytime you lose a college athlete, that's tough to replace, especially at a small school like Cowan.
Sure.
But they had just been in the situations before. Most of the time, they rose up and at least gave us a chance, and that was what was important.
Well, I look out the window here, and there's Aaron Wells in a crouch. He realizes that he's played his final game here, and I know that hits a guy hard. He's a great competitor, great player. He's one of those guys who's going to be fortunate enough to go on and play at Manchester, I believe, and that does not end the pain. As you see that scene out there, that's why guys play.
Yeah, the brothership.
That is a tough deal, and it's not much more you can do than hug the guy and say, "Love you. great playing with you.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best in the future. These kids just graduated together a couple days ago. This is an emotional time of life for those guys, and that's tough to look at.
Aaron's pretty emotional because if you described it to your listeners, in the last inning we had the ball that actually left the park.
Yeah.
And just the way the fence is, you can't tell if he caught it or he didn't catch it. You know, obviously I thought he didn't catch it. He went over with the ball, but then I saw him juggling it on the way down. He comes up and holds it up with his bare hand. I have a hard time believing that he transferred it from his glove to his bare hand. And
hanging over the fence.
Yeah, that's what Aaron, that's what he's going to remember in his last at bat, and that's tough.
Yeah.
I went out and asked the umpire. I said, look, that's a tough call to make. You can't see that he made the catch. And he said, well, I can't see that he didn't make the catch.
Right.
And I was just like, well, I guess I'll have to give you that. And it was just another thing, bad luck.
Yeah.
That was just another bad luck play. Again, but it wouldn't have changed the outcome.
No.
8-3 doesn't change that we still had to score 5 more runs in that inning.
Well, a 16-win season is not a bad deal. Lots of guys in Indiana would like to have 16 wins in his column, in his pocket for this season. And, you've got some great young players as well on this team. And there is not an empty cupboard here south of Muncie. Cowan baseball is going to be in good shape for the foreseeable future with the kids you've got coming up this year.
Yeah, anytime you can win more than 10 games and finish the season over 500, you're happy with that. And obviously we wanted to get number 17 here today. Right. But 16-8, I told the guys, we just have to look at the positives. Yeah. We won the conference outright, 7-1 record, won the MVC conference. Only the 8th time in school history, so it's not like we're just winning it every year. Right. Got to be positive with that. And 16 and I think it was 16-8. I mean, that's a pretty good season.
Yep.
Not what we wanted, obviously, here today. One of our main goals was to win the sectional. But you know what? Sometimes you got to go on down the road and get ready for next year and realize that sometimes it's not in the cards and sometimes you just get beat in close games.
Well, I appreciate you coming up, taking time to talk to us about your team. It's a tough way to go out, not the way you want to go out, but you got a bright future here. You're a class act. It's been great covering you. And tell your kids I think they're a darn good baseball team, and I really enjoyed watching them play today. And they got bigger things coming in life than this. But great job by you this season, and we'll see you again in 2013 for sure.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. Seth Paul, he is the head coach here of the Cowan Blackhawks.